So this is a Pixlr tutorial, so we're going to try to make an image that looks like the one you see on your screen. So first you go to your browser and you're going to go to pixlr.com, Pixlr.com, and then we're going to click Open Advanced Editor, so the Advanced option. And you see here you have three choices of, or really four choices on how you can start your image. You can start with a blank image, or a blank screen. You can upload an image from your computer. Excuse me, there's Holland. You can start from a URL. So we're going to find and use pictures from the internet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click Open Image URL. And now I need to have the URL for the image. So if I go back to the sample, there I see here there's three pictures. There's a logo, there's a picture of Dr. Stein, and there's a planet Earth. So I'm going to open a tab in my browser, and you see up here in this little mini box in the upper corner of the browser, I'm going to click Open a tab, go to Google, and I'm going to look for Dr. Stein. So let's see, I'll put in her last name. Maybe I'll put in Green Party. Okay. And then I'm going to switch over to image search. And there I see there's the picture that we used, so I'll click on that image. And now I'll click on full size. And then I highlight the link that's up here on this, over here on the web browser, that URL, the web link. And then I delete this HTTP part so I don't get two of HTTPs. I Control V, or I can paste either way. And I have this first image. And now I need to have the logo, so I'm going to go back. I'm going to search Green Party logo and see if I can find the one they used. And here I see it's right here, so I'll click on this. I'll click full size. I'll copy the URL. I'll go here. We'll go over here to File. I don't know if it's easy for you to see. It's pretty small, but in the upper left corner, I'm going to click File. I'm going to click Open Image URL. I'm going to paste over this, click OK, and now I have a second window with the logo, and I now need my third image, the globe. Back, search Earth. Let's see, that looks like the right one with a white background, so I'm going to click on this, click full size. Copy the image URL, go over here to File, Open Image URL. So now I have my three images. The next thing I need to do is, if I look back at the sample, I see they have a green box over here. So what I'm going to do is, over here on my toolbar, see I'm kind of shaking the toolbar. So there's a few things I want you guys to notice that are here. The first thing is here is selecting the marquee tool, which is, we're going to select a box. So I'm going to select a box up here, and I've highlighted this area, and that's the area I'm going to paint over. And then now I'm going to go under, you see there's a pencil, and over here is a paintbrush. I'm going to choose the paintbrush, and I'm going to go up here. I'm going to make the paintbrushes a little bigger, okay, because it's a pretty big box. I'm going to make this all the way up to 200. Okay. And I'm painting, but it's black. I want to change the color. So I want to change the color. I go back to my tools, and I go all the way down to the bottom of the tools, and you see that black here? I'm going to click on that. I'm going to change the color, and I'll change it to green. And now I'm painting, so I'll paint over this. Okay. So I'm making the green box. If I look at the copy of the picture, I see that there's words here in that box. Okay. So then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go on the toolbar. At the very bottom, there's that big letter A. That's so I can do my type tool. So I'm going to select that and type over here. And I believe the words were Ohio, vote Dr. Stein. I might get a few words off. Let's see. The only one for peace, health, and 3, the environment, and And do you see how the text isn't showing up because it's green and that background's green? So I'm gonna go over here to color, and let's choose a color that looks good. So I'll just do it as black. Okay, I'll do it as black. And then over here, I can choose my fonts. So find a font that looks good. Okay, I'll do that. And I'm going to choose the size, make it a little bigger to fill the whole screen. There we go. And I click OK. And so what's left? If I look at this picture, I need to move the logo over. Okay, so I'm going to go back to this image here. I'm going to go over, you know, I was using File to load an image. Now I'm going to go over to Edit. I'm going to click Select All, or you can do Control A. And I'm going to do Copy, or I can do Control C. And I'll come over here, and I'm going to do Edit. I'm going to paste. I'm going to paste. I'm going to drag this to the corner. Now do you see it's too big? I need to shrink it. So I'm going to go back to Edit, and I'm going to go to Free Transform. So I went to Edit, and I go to Free Transform. I'm going to shrink it. Just move it over here. And then when I'm done, if I select anywhere else in the toolbar, it'll ask me, do I want to confirm the changes? And yes, I want to confirm that. And then I need to, you notice real quick that here now, what's happened is that in my picture, I now have 3 layers. I have the one layer that's the picture. I have a second layer that's the words. And if I click, I can turn off a layer to see that's a layer. Now I have that third layer, that's the words of Green Party. So for example, if I wanted the text to be over that logo, do you see right now it's behind the logo? If I move it, and I can move it so the layer is above it. So that's the layering there. And if I want to work on the background, I have to make sure I'm on the background layer or it won't work. So like for example, if I wanted to paint another thing in the background, so if I'm selecting the text here, and I want to paint something, it won't let me paint. But if I select the background, and then now I can paint. And if I make a mistake, let's go to Edit, Undo, or you can do Control Z. The next thing I have to do if I look back at the picture is I need a globe. So I'm going to go over to this globe, and I'm going to go back to toolbar here, and do you see over here the toolbar there's this thing called Magic Wand. So I'm going to select the Magic Wand, go over here. What the Magic Wand does is it picks up a color in an image. So it helps me cut out something I want. So I select this white, and now it's selecting all the white in the image. So if I do if I copy that or Control C, and I paste it over here, and let's do the paste. See, I got the white part of the globe, and that's not what I want. So I'm going to undo. So I'm going to go back to this image. So I have Magic Wand to the white, and then what I need now to do, I need to go back to Edit, and I need to choose this thing called Inverse Selection. So it's called Inverse Selection, and now it's just highlighting the globe. So now I can copy. Then I go over to the picture and I go paste, and now I have my globe. And I'm going to move it to the corner. And if you need to move it here, to see here is their move tool. And if you do you notice if you hover over it long enough, it tells you what it is. So I'm going to move over here, and I need to make it bigger. So I go to Edit, I go back to Transform, which I used with the logo earlier, and I'm going to drag it bigger. And kind of just move it down out of the way, and then I need to click outside the box to confirm my changes. And if I'm done, I click File. I save, and then I name it here. That's homework. Add 1. I save it to my social studies folder. Save, and I'm done. Now, there's a few other tools we didn't use, but just know in the future that you have. You can experiment. One of the interesting ones is the the clone stamp over here. If I click the clone stamp. And you won't need to do this for this project, but in the future it's useful. Then I click on the image I want to clone, so I'm going to go back to background, and I could put an anchor. So let's say if we want to anchor right here. So I click the Control button, and what it's going to do is that's going to put the anchor for the stamp. And then if I now paint, you'll see it's following the anchor, and it's putting another eyeball over here. That's called the clone stamp. And I don't want to do that to Dr. Stein, so I'll do undo. And the other thing you can do is you can see that there's all kinds of tools that you can mess around with about rotating your image or adjusting the colors. Let's go to adjustments real quick and see some of the fun things you can do. We can make this look like an old photo. So you can undo, and under adjustments we can posterize, make it like an old poster, make it look styling like that. Undo. That's probably my favorite one. So we'll go to edit, undo. So that was adjustments under posterize. I really like that one. Under filters, you got some cool filters you can do. You can make it look like an Obama poster, and that was filter, and that was called Hope. And now it's undo, and that's it. That's Pixlr.